On this episode of the Open in Indiana podcast, we meet the owner of a heating and cooling company out of Westfield serving central Indiana. Don't miss it. Welcome, everyone, to the Open in Indiana podcast, where we feature the people, places, and events that make Indiana a great place to live, work, and visit. Today, our guest is Johnnie Firari, owner of Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Johnnie, how are you today?
Doing well, thank you, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining us
Awesome.
today.
It's a pleasure, man. Thank you for having me.
So, Johnnie, let's talk about how did you get into the HVAC field?
Ironically, I was in the cruise industry, and then I came back to Indiana, and we were working with small businesses, doing small business development. It was around 2008, previous economy crash, and ended up getting in the HVAC field through my ex-father-in-law, but I still see him as my father. He got in the field, and I just fell in love with the whole idea of heating and cooling, providing comfort to homeowners and whatnot. You get to meet a ton of people, but fell into it by accident. Nobody goes to high school and says, when I get out of high school, I want to be a furnace repairman. But here we are.
And so, Johnnie, inside of the HVAC heating and cooling industry, there's a lot of different things that homeowners don't necessarily think about that are part of that profession. Can you share a little bit about some of the different things you're able to do?
Yeah, I mean, other than comfort, everybody looks at the temperature on their thermostat, and that's usually one of the most common argument between marriages, is what temperature to keep everything set at. But you got humidity in the house. That plays a big part of keeping your young ones from getting nosebleeds and just making it feel more comfortable during the winter, and making sure you get the house dehumidified properly during the summer. We have, with COVID now, we do have a ton of different indoor air quality products. There's different UV lamps. There's some cold plasma technology stuff that's out there in the market. Just help neutralize germs and bacteria as it runs through your ductwork. There's different air purifiers, different levels of filters also that will help keep some of the dust and mold spores and stuff from spreading in the home. But it's important to keep your house comfortable. A lot of people don't realize humidity is such a big factor. The humidity gets too low, your floors will start to crack and bow. If it gets too high, they'll spread, and then you'll see other issues as well.
And so, Johnnie, that really underlines the importance that a good functioning heating and cooling system can be to both the maintaining your home's good repair as well as your overall feeling of health.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize your heating and cooling system is your second most expensive item in your home, other than your roof. So having it maintained, looked after, making sure it's working properly, not only does it provide comfort for the home, but I'll just be honest, there's nothing sexy about a heating and cooling system. Everybody would much rather go buy a new suit, buy new shoes, a new car. There's nothing fun about a heating and cooling system. But the moment it's not keeping you comfortable in your home, you do realize it really fast. And it is a very expensive product for the home. So it's just, I can't stress enough, just making sure it's maintained and looked after. Have your oil changed. Now people don't drive as much, but now more than ever, people are in their home and they depend on that home comfort. So.
And so, Johnnie, what's one thing that you wish you knew as a new business owner?
We've been around since 2017. What I would say is, be braver, be bolder. For us, when we got into it, we're a team we got 21 guys now here serving Central Indiana. When you look at starting that journey into opening your own business, like, you have to find something that you're passionate about. Like, if you don't really love the industry, you're going to work so much harder with your own business. Like it's, there is no work 40 hours, clock out, go home, and you're done. Like my mind is constantly turning on, we have guys out, is we got enough calls? Do we have enough work? Are we getting too slow? Are we too busy? Like it just never ends when you go into business for yourself. So make sure you actually do love it, because if not, it's going to feel like work and you're not going to want to do it. One of the key things we sort of build our business on is making sure that for us, we want to create a place that we're happy to go to work at every day. So I mean that's key. Like, you know, pre-COVID, we would do, lunches on Fridays, just we would do a company trip every year, just trying to do something to keep everybody engaged and interacting with each other outside of that work. Now at COVID, we've tried doing some Zoom calls and such, but um, if you don't love it, it's not a business that you're going to want to be in. And I think that goes for any business somebody's looking to start.
And so, Johnny, how can our viewers and listeners get in touch with you if they want to learn more?
Uh, if I'm willing to help anybody, as you start a business. The one thing you learn is your network and the people around you, and people you surround yourself. You can help each other a lot just by having a conversation. Easiest way is, you can give me a call on my cell phone, 317-845-9300. If you're looking for maintenance or to book an appointment, you can go to our website, goodguys.app, or there's a phone number on there as well. You can call and book an appointment 24/7, 7 days a week. We also have our app in the Apple and the Google Android Play Store. So you download it. Works similar to Uber, where you can request emergency service 24 hours a day, or book an appointment for later if it's not an emergency. And actually, I'll set it up after this. If you use the promo code Open Indiana, we'll give anybody $30 off anything they book. So we'll lock that in. I'll set that up in our system.
Awesome. Well, Johnny, thank you so much for being our guest today. And to everyone watching and listening, thank you for catching this episode of the Open in Indiana podcast. Catch our next episode soon. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Open in Indiana podcast. If you enjoyed listening, subscribe to us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Music, iHeartRadio, or on our website, openindiana.com/OII podcast. Thanks for listening.